Is your head spinning from all this election-related drama? Or are you actually enjoying it? This video is part 4 of a 12-part series. I'm on a blitz, an election blitz. After this one, if all goes to plan, I'll be posting 8 fascinating election-related videos. Just this week, almost all prophecies, mostly prophetic dreams or visions. I interview one powerful prophetic dreamer, describe a dream from another, and include a prophetic word from a pastor. 3 of the videos are from the streets of a city that's become a household word, Aurora, Colorado. The whole thing peaks with the prophecies directly related to this 2024 presidential election, so you won't want to miss a thing. In a recent post, I said that my head could be spinning with regard to this election cycle, but that it wasn't. I also said that I have experience with God revealing the results of presidential elections in advance to his children. That's because in the past, and now in the present, God has sent me some significant info connected to presidential elections. I have accurately prophesied outcomes, God having given that to me, and I'm still doing it. And though I've shared a couple of these before, I'm putting this all into video format now. I'm Lynnmarie, by the way. I've helped prophetic dreamers across the world for a couple of decades. And I think it's time to catch you up on some high-impact prophecy I've received, even as recently as this week. I think you'll find it captivating, to say the least. My last 3 videos sort of set up the series. So you might want to check out Is God Ever Small? From Pickles to Presidents, and Can God Reveal Presidential Election Winners in Advance? After watching this one. Now, my journey in receiving the 411 from God on things related to the USA started in 2000, the year 2000, 24 years ago. And that's the election I'm going to focus on now. In the fall of that year, 2000, as the race to the U.S. White House was in full swing, I was just learning about how God speaks to us individually. I was new to the prophetic world. George W. Bush was running against Al Gore. When one October afternoon, I slipped away from my family responsibilities and reclined on my bed before tackling supper. Almost immediately, an image of what looked like a translucent television screen reflection appeared out in the open air about 15 inches from my eyes. It reminded me of a drive-in movie, but close up. It looked sort of like I was seeing a video reflected onto a piece of glass, but very vivid, not blurry or vague in any way. Now, this was the second open vision I had experienced, so I was more pleased than freaked out. What I saw was short and simple. George W. Bush stepped up onto a platform, then walked to a podium with the president's seal on it, and stood behind it as if to speak. The whole thing lasted only a few seconds, but boy, was it impressive and supernatural. Wow. I mean, can you imagine you're wide awake and all of a sudden this object appears right in front of your eyes, like my hands. I mean, it was real. And then I watched it like you watch a little scene or something on the television. but actually there was nothing there. It was all supernatural. Really something. Well, there was no doubt in my mind that God was sharing with me that Mr. Bush would win the election. And I documented it. But why would God tell little old me a big thing like that? 3 reasons I surmised at the time. I've expanded those a little bit. Well, number 1, I'm fascinated with American history, especially early American history, starting in the 1600s. 2, I spent a great deal of time studying the American founders, including numerous original documents. 3, I greatly respect the founders and the founding documents and care deeply about the survival of the principles and structures set forth in those documents. 4, as I said, I was just learning about the ministry of the Holy Spirit through the prophetic, so why not give me an experience I wouldn't forget? And 5, a little kiss from heaven is just the kind of thing our Father loves to give. At the time, about a month before the election, I had no idea it would be in dispute. The election would be in dispute. The outcome, if you'll remember, came down to just, I think it was 3 or 4 counties in Florida, maybe less. But when the election was so close that the American citizens were left literally hanging after the election by hanging chads, remember those? I already knew beyond a doubt its outcome. It's an amazing and humbling feeling that I can't actually put into words. Now, the devil hadn't told me this. Why do we give him so much credit? It was God. That was 24 years ago. And since then, I've had several more open visions and a myriad of prophetic dreams showing me aspects of my future, as well as pieces of our common future. All this to reinforce the point that God speaks both great and small things to his children. And with respect to prophetic dreams and visions concerning world affairs, God has a number of reasons why he would share such things with everyday people. More reasons than we know, of course. Maybe it's because our hearts pound in concern over certain matters. Maybe it's because he's teaching us about the prophetic or his ways. Maybe there's a part for us to play, something to do. Maybe we're called to share the info with just the right person, or share it with a great many people, or share it at just the right time. Maybe God will be raising us up at a later time into leadership positions. Who knows? I have received a number of similar prophecies from God, and I'll be sharing those post haste. But right now, I'm interested in yours. Please let me know if your high impact dreams are telling you anything that we might want to hear about in this turbulent season. We already have several, which I plan to share. You could submit high impact dreams, by the way, under public blog on propheticdreamers.com. I'm looking forward to meeting you there. So be blessed. You have much to look forward to. And hang in the next couple of days. I'm posting, as I said, a lot of prophetic videos that have to do with the election. So till then, live beyond your wildest dreams.